The USA. Kids in the USA these days are kind of split into 3 groups. There are black kids, white kids, and the quiet ones. If you're one of the quiet ones, your future probably looks like this.
If you're subscribed, you probably saw me talk about salmonella channels, but if you're new here, I talked about salmonella channels. What does that mean? Go watch the fucking video. But a friend of mine, when I was talking about these salmonella channels, he was asking if I was going to talk about these other types of stickmen YouTubers. And I was like, stickmen? What are you talking about? He showed me a bunch of channels and I said, oh, those channels.
Does that joke make sense? Not really, but sounds offensive, and that's kind of what I'm going for.
So you remember a video way back when called The 7 Levels of High? It got a shit ton of views. People saw this and they said, wow, you're telling me all I need to do is draw a stickman and talk about how high I get? Count me in.
5 best things to watch while you're high. And you guys already know what number 5 is. It's prawn. I've switched the letters around so I don't get demonetized.
Weed.
I have munchies right now. I still have a Christmas candy I need to eat. Big ass buck teeth.
Light skin crackhead gives a blowy for £10.
Video don't start till I get this in. It's a very accessible format for anyone to do. I'm not really familiar with this genre of content. If I type in YouTube stickman high, I get a channel called ChainsFR. So when I click on this channel and I go to his oldest videos, you get the 3 levels of being high, the 7 levels of being drunk. So he took inspiration from that other guy, Mostly True. That's his channel. He gets high, he gets drunk. He goes to school. He's incorporated the stoner attitude of Mostly True, and he just added the fact that he was in high school or something. Which one should I watch? When you get too high.
Man, smoking too much, greening out, ODing on the devil's lettuce, whatever you'd like to call it.
So this guy uses a stickman to talk about when he gets high.
Alright, so it's a Thursday at 7 p.m. My friends and I are just headed to this girl's house. We'll call her Mary.
Oh, he's telling a story. This actually isn't too bad. It's a guy, he sounds a little shy, he's talking about getting high, you know? Basically, he took the getting high attitude of Mostly True and he added his own perspective because he's in high school. I just call that his own perspective, but really it's a little juvenile behavior. What's his most recent video? I'll look at his most recent substitute teachers be like.
Walking into class and then seeing a substitute teacher is like the same feeling as squaring up to fight a dude and then finding out that dude's blind.
The YouTuber metamorphosis. Honestly, that's a topic worth its own video another day. So when you're in front of a camera, when you make enough videos, you eventually get better at presenting yourself, right? Like if you compare me right now to whatever the first video I ever made was.
Hear me out on this. Why is poo-poo brown? No, not that brown. No, definitely not that brown. Okay, there we go. There we go.
I'm a lot more comfortable on a camera. I move around more. I'm not as stiff. But what happens? What happens when you get a little too peppy? I'll be honest, I'm super fucking hyped up on caffeine right now. I got this. My fucking dumbass went and bought this. And I took a sip of it and I said, fuck, I'm gonna drink a shit ton of this. I don't know why the I drank an energy drink before this video because it doesn't tell you the quantity of caffeine per 8 ounces. What it does tell you is there's this little thing. It says Creamer Nation Unite. It's actually a little too fucking good. I need to kind of put this away. Hey guys, remember that video when I talked about how I pee a lot and then I drank a bunch of fucking caffeine? As I was saying, with this guy, he's more presentable in front of a camera. Wow, I'm really hopped up. There's a certain metamorphosis that happens with people. This guy went from sounding 85% human, you know, say what you will about.
Yo, really quick, I wanted to say this video is inspired by Mostly True, the 7 Levels of High video. If you haven't seen it already, go check it out. And I'm not the most experienced smoker, but
it's not the best mic quality, but the goal in authenticity is to act 100% like yourself.
Do you know what we got today? We got cauliflower on sale.
Most people, they're not really acting 100% of themselves. They're usually acting about 80%, I'd say. Because if you act a little bit less than that, I think that's uncanny valley territory. When you watch this first video, there's a little bit of humility. He's saying, shout out to this guy. I'm not the most experienced smoker. He sounds modest, you know. He's not the loudest. His mic quality isn't the greatest. You can really see a YouTuber's metamorphosis through their thumbnails, where they go from, you know, these modest, charming little things, you know, maybe not the best quality, and then at some point you just see the saturation go up. Eventually, once you turn on a camera, a switch goes in the back of your head where you go, what's going on, guys? You're no longer presenting yourself on a channel, you're presenting the channel.
You're still like a normal functioning member of society.
When I hear this guy talk about substitute teachers, I'm really not connecting to anything he says.
Yo, if the first thing they say sounds like, hey, hi guys. It's raps, bro.
When I hear this guy's first video compared to his latest video, something got lost in the middle. They're a lot more high school focused rather than being focused on getting drunk or high, like his older videos, because that's what he talked about all the fucking time. It's a personal fear I have where I become too autopilot with what I'm presenting and how I'm creating something. That is a fear I have. So whenever I see it, it's scary. This guy went from talking about purely stoner things to talking about, you know, a high school experience. And when you're talking about high school, guess what audience you're attracting? So a bunch of other channels have spawned in this nature. There's one called Birdie. And you look at their thumbnails and you say, yeah, that's a lot of colors. This guy isn't talking about getting high or anything. If anything, I think some of these videos take more inspiration from like Degenerosity, Kneecaps, shout out Kneecaps, the prototype, to probably all of this. I'm gonna be honest. We're not talking about munchies here. We're talking about struggle meals.
If you haven't had a struggle meal before, who even are you, bro? You're missing out.
The struggle meal. You know, he's going for that humility. He's going for that down-to-earthness. Something we can see not in Brett Cooper.
Let me tell you about the absolute blessing of struggle meals.
That's a peanut butter and jelly. Is peanut butter and jelly struggle meal?
We're gonna start with one of my favorites, dry cereal.
He's calling dry cereal a struggle meal? Damn. Dude, I might be poorer than I thought. That's just a snack. Struggle meal? Snack. That's a snack.
No milk in the crib? I don't really fuck with ramen. Hood dogs.
The way this guy talks in the video is a little inauthentic. This guy grew up in a suburb is what I'm saying.
Leftovers. Oh my god, they are so clutch.
What the fuck are you talking about? Leftovers being a struggle meal? I need a struggle. That's a fucking leftover.
Although leftovers do not hit the same as the actual meal, of course not. They still be hitting sometimes, I'ma be real.
Dude, but that leftover be hitting, though. That leftover be hitting. That leftover be hitting, dog.
Pop-Tarts or any other pastry.
Why the fuck you call them Pop-Tarts a damn Pop-Tarts ain't a damn struggle. Let me show you a damn struggle meal. Okay, this is something I cooked. It's a little rice and steak. I can't lift it too much. Oh shit. I got 3 cuts of steak worth $6. That's about 3 meals already out of this damn thing. This is a little bit of minute rice. And then I coated all of this with onion dip. If I microwave this, it's gonna be a little bit runny because I forgot to add flour. So it's not a gravy. This probably equates to around let's round it up to 750. You divide this into 3 meals, that's about $2.50 a meal. So about 3 years ago, this would probably be like $125 a meal, but you know, you gotta do what you gotta do, right? So I'm showing you my struggle meal right now, right? This is relatable in the sense that I eat Pop-Tarts, but I'm not calling Pop-Tarts a struggle meal, you know what I mean? I have to make an apology. So my dishwasher is broken. There's water in it, and it's not going away. This just so happened to be the load where all of my dishes were in this dishwasher. None of my roommate. All of my bowls, all of my plates, my silverware, my cups. I can't even microwave a meal, let alone cook. You know, I could hand wash. I could hand wash each and every one of them, but so I'm left with a conundrum of what is something I can eat that I can microwave without using a dish or silverware. This. I don't like to admit defeat like this. I would not be in this situation if I was more responsible towards washing dishes, but I would rather succumb to this than wash dishes. Does that say a lot about my character? Maybe. I just really hate fucking washing dishes. I don't really think stoners even watch these kinds of videos. I think they watch Yodi Gang.
Whoa! They kicked me out.
Why?
For getting faded. But have a good day, man.
You too.
I'm kind of losing track of my own damn video because of this damn struggle meal. Because let me just react to some of these other channels. What about Split? First time getting high.
Day and night. Stoners sees can freeze mine tonight.
Oh shit, man. Levels of weed, 1 hour.
5 levels of being high. For every level, I'm gonna be getting more high to give an accurate representation of what
highest I've ever been. Oh my god.
We've all consumed more substances than we can take and lost some sort of bodily function.
Dude, you ever get so high you lose control of your body and your mind? Oh my god. Oh my god. 7 levels of self-improvement. What the fuck?
So in this video, I'm going to be going over the 7 levels we all go through in our journey of self-improvement, trying to
Let's see internet trends that gotta go.
Internet trends that gotta go.
Another one of these channels I found, I don't really know how to segue into him. I found this other channel called Offending Everybody.
My balls were dry for 17 years and I just wanted some dome.
So you know how like we went from stoner in mid-20s to stoner got out of high school to people in high school talking about Pop-Tarts? I'm pretty sure Offending Everybody is like 30. You don't want to get into a room with him, not because you'll get because he might hurt your feelings, okay? He might get a little too deep into the core. Which streamers are bottoms? Flying Poor be like, how to be a terrible father. How about this one? How to upgrade your male brain. So all my penis power people, we're gonna see how to upgrade the male brain, get a little bit more wrinkles, maybe swell it up a little bit, pecan-sized tumor. Okay, I want to go to Houston all of a sudden with a sniper rifle. Anyways.
I was listening to the Conan O'Brien podcast and he had on Nirvana. Well, most are Nirvana. He didn't wheel out Kurt Cobain's corpse with a shotgun. One of the most successful bands ever to exist. You can make watching Offending Everybody Till I Laugh and sit there motionless like Kurt Cobain.
We're not even a minute in. I think he's made 5 Kurt Cobain jokes. Whoa, dude. Whoa. Let's stop it right there, bro. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Hold on a second. Whoa, whoa, whoa. 7 levels of Riz!
So there are a total of 7 levels of Riz a guy can possess. Then comes the Chad.
Chad. Let's go.
The nerd. Besides math equations, their best move is to simp.
Nerd math equations. Nerd math equations.
At this point, it's no longer you going after the girls. They are drawn to you. But here's the catch. Are they liked for who they are, or just their background? The top tier, level 7, is where the professional pickup artists hang out. The magicians, seduction coaches, and how could I forget, the TikTokers.
These make me feel old. I'm not gonna lie, I gotta piss. I guess if weed is your personality, if peaking at high school is your personality, if Riz is your personality, you can't really separate any of these people from each other. All of their personalities are purely from nouns. You can't describe any of these people with adjectives. You can only describe them with weed, alcohol, high school. I'm not gonna shit on them too much though, because like this is clearly people, they're trying something. You can only tell so many stories about being high, so many stories about being in high school. Eventually you'll fade away. Like, you don't have a personality. Like once you run out of things to talk about, that's it.
So you'll notice I lose track of myself. Right.
Look, I'm still wearing the shirt. Continuity stays, right? You'll notice people who have a long-term success on YouTube, a longer term, they get their success from their personality. Storytime YouTubers, you notice they come and go a lot faster. Trend is always there, but it's a new face every single time. It's the difference between getting success based off a personality versus getting success based off a trend. In this case, the time I got high. Types of people you see in high school. That sort of thing. I'd like to bring up another stickman YouTuber. His name is Chupo. As a matter of fact, here's a little advice from Chupo. Like he said, if you're thinking about making something, look at yourself first and say, I am an interesting person and I am worth being in front of a camera. You'll notice that takes a lot of self-esteem. And maybe if your self-esteem is low enough like mine is, you don't care. Here's how you can tell if a channel has an interesting personality or not. If they come up to you and all they talk about is being high and being in school, you wouldn't want to talk to them, right? Do you think Biggie Brain really cares that much about Riz? Maybe he wants to be a dancer. I hope they don't abandon whatever they're doing. I hope they don't abandon this. Ideally though, they'll figure out something they care about more. Compared to the previous era of storytime animators, if you want to call these animators or whatnot, I'm seeing a lot of similarities, and I'm assuming it's going to have the same fizzling where you can only talk about school so much. You're trying to find yourself. You're trying to figure out how you think. How the fuck do you make a video about that? I'm gonna take a piss.